It's that time again. Time for another completed pages video. In this stack of coloring books are pages that I did not plan to color. I am going to show you these first. First page that I have to share with you that I did not plan to color is a page in Life with Plants by Katie Vaz. And I colored this page. This is the About This Book page. A little bit of info about it. I use my Crayola colored pencils, and I think this turned out lovely. I had so much fun coloring this because I was so into how well the Crayola pencils were working. And so I just kept coloring. And this is what I have here. That's all I colored in Life with Plants by Katie Vaz. The next unplanned page is in Life is Sweet by Jane Madej, and I colored the title page using my Star Joy colored pencils. I think this turned out very lovely. I like how everything looks. Check it out. I enjoyed coloring this page. I sure did. And that is all I colored in Life is Sweet. This is my second copy of Secret Garden. The first copy I purchased, I gifted it because I was too overwhelmed with what I saw in the book. Fast forward to 2025, mid to latter part of 2025, I purchased it again because I am now ready to tackle the pages in this book. I don't feel overwhelmed anymore. Let me show you what I've colored that was not planned. I colored this page and I used my Derwent Pro Color color pencils. And I also colored the This Book Belongs To page. Mainly this is all gel pen and I just traced it. That's all I did was a lot of tracing with my gel pens. The next page is this one. Now I started this probably, I want to say in October, because all I did was the background with my gelatos. And then I started coloring the leaves. And once I finished the green leaves, I moved over to the door and over here. So this is a page that I'm working on kind of at my leisure. Whenever I feel like coloring this page and working on it, I'll pull it out. But this is a WIP, and I probably started this, like I said, in October. And the pencils that I'm using here are Arteza. Arteza, just the regular kind, no expert, no pro, just the ones you get in that little cylinder, the cheapies. That's what I'm using on this page. Okay. That's all I have colored in Secret Garden by Johanna Basford. Up next, I have 3 books that were gifted to me that are the Cute and Bold coloring books. Let's check it out. The first page here, which is the title page, I colored using my Cali Arts markers. They're alcohol markers. The test page, I used Ohuhu, the pastel little pack of markers, alcohol markers here. And I think I also use Ohuhu here. I only have a certain amount of Ohuhu markers, and so you'll see, kind of notice that with the colors. And I think that's all. Yeah, that's all I colored in this book here. Moving on to the next book, I have the Comfy Cozy book, Comfy and Cozy. And let's see. I colored this one and I use my Ohuhu little markers. Again, they're pastel type of markers, kind of light colored. Yep, that's it there. I think this turned out pretty cute. I did not color the test page here. And I think that's all I colored in here. I thought I had another page, but that's it. The next coloring books that I colored in is the Cozy and Calm, Cute and Bold coloring book. This first page here is one that I colored using my newest purchase of alcohol markers, and I'll share that with you in my upcoming haul. But I was blown away by how well the markers worked. Now, I have some streaking right here, but that was my doing. Other than that, I have very smooth laydown, and I'm pleased with the results. So I was just testing out my new markers, and I am so glad that I bought those markers. Just know that I used alcohol markers, okay? I don't want to give it away about what I used here. I did not color the test page here. I was working on this, but I was using my Cali Arts art markers. And then I just kind of stopped, okay? And that's all I colored in Cozy and Calm, Cute and Bold coloring. And the last coloring book that I did not plan to color in is the Wonderful Wildflower coloring book by Johanna Basford. I purchased this, and I did not plan to purchase this, but I am so glad I did because I have been enjoying what I have been coloring thus far. Let's check it out. First, I have the title page that I have completed, and this is by Spira Farben Coloring Pencils here. I also colored this and this using my Caran d'Ache Luminous pencils. But I also used my new Sakura Souffle pens on here as well, as you can see. I did not use any pens here. This is just all pencil. The next page I have completed, I did these two pages. This page, I used my Koh-i-Noor Tritone colored pencils. And on this page, I use my Koh-i-Noor Magic pencils. I only have 5 at the time of coloring this page. I now have a little bit more. But yeah, I worked with what I had, and that was 5 pencils. The next page that I have completed is this page, and I used the Koh-i-Noor Tritone pencils again for this one. And over here, this is where I am practicing my skills with the Prismacolor color pencils. And so I have colored all of these little illustrations with the Prismacolor pencils. Check it out. I'm working on different colors and blending them without even using a blender pencil. So I didn't use a blender pencil here, but I did for this one. You can kind of see the difference. And I did here. So I'm just working my way through this book, The Wonderful Wildflowers Coloring Book by Johanna Basford. Now on to the pages that I planned to color in November. So up first, I have a portion of the Dollhouse that I've completed. I've been doing a color and chat, and I'm almost finished with the Dollhouse, which I am so excited about. I colored in the Antique Dollhouse coloring book, and this is what I have completed: the bathroom and the bedroom. Check it out. I used my Faber-Castell polychromos. In a future video, I will just be doing a speed color for these two, and I plan to do color and chat for this one. Then I will be done with this 9-room dollhouse. That's all I colored in Antique Dollhouse. The next 3 books that I have to share with you are all buddy colors. The first book is Tiny World's Fairy Homes by Alex Oxton. I'm going to let you know right now that this page is oogly, okay? It's not my best, but I want to tell you this. I enjoy coloring it so much, but it probably doesn't look like I enjoyed it because it doesn't look the best. But here it is. This is the Group Buddy color with J.I. Colorist, and I used a lot of different media. And that's probably why I enjoyed it so much, but you know, it just doesn't look like I enjoyed it, but I promise you I did. I used the Tombow markers or brush markers. What I did was put some color on a palette and to get my water brush marker to pretty much paint on the color. And I did that for the whole page except for around here. This is King Arts gel sticks. After everything dried, I came in and I used my Prismacolor color pencils on everything else. The greenery, the foliage, which gave me the most trouble. As you can see, I started out using some gold. I said, well, I'm gonna trace this with gold. And I only did it for a little bit. And I said, ooh, I don't think I can make it. So I just kind of brushed that aside. Then I said, well, let me come back and do white. And you can see I started doing white. Then I said, oh, I can't do that. My nerves, it's working my nerves. So I just left it alone. I left it as is. But I did paint everything with the Tombow. These gel pens here, that's a Jelly Roll white and I think a Jelly Roll gold, I believe. And that's really it. I really enjoyed the coloring of the house and the mushrooms with my pencils. Everything here with pencils, I think they look good. But the overall picture, I'm not too pleased with how it looks. But as I stated, I had a lot of fun coloring this because I was stepping outside of my comfort zone using a lot of different media than what I am normally used to. I love the way the house turned out, the mushrooms turned out, the stones. Look at that. Everything looks good except this right here. Yeah, and then around here I kind of messed up a bit, but as I stated, I really like this page. I had fun. It makes me smile because, again, I stepped outside of my comfort zone and I did something I don't normally do. That's all I colored in this page with J.I. Colorist and the Buddy Group, Tiny Worlds, Fairy Homes. The next Buddy color that I have is a page in Super Cute World by Jane Madej. And this is my page. I am so proud of this page. I use Prismacolor color pencil and I also use Stardust gel pen, the Jelly Roll. You really can't see much sparkle. I have some sparkle here on the apple, sparkle here on the pumpkin, the yellow portion. Yeah. And I have a little bit of white gel pen in the center of each of the little flowers here. Now, my buddy color is with Miss Spunky Jen. Me and Spunky Jen, we both have, I guess, reservations about how to color. She calls them Zen tangles. I call them Zen doodles. These little Zen thingies that be on the illustration. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way. So I just colored mine in. But you will notice that Jen, take a look at Jen's, she didn't color hers in. And actually, that's the way I would have wanted to color mine. But I just felt that I needed to put color on it because I really don't know how to color it. But I love the way Jen did hers. She just blended it in with the cat. I like the way she did hers. So thank you, Miss Jen, for coloring with me, Miss Spunky Jen. It's always a pleasure to color with you. Thank you so much. And that is all that we colored in Super Cute World by Jane Madej. Up next, this is a buddy color with my buddy, Alabama Ya. And at the time of me recording this video, she has not sent me her pictures yet. And if she does send them to me before I upload this video, I will include them. If she doesn't, I will point you over to her channel so that you can see her completed pages in the Wildflower Folk coloring book by Christine Caron. First page I have to show you is this one. This is the page called Crystal, and I used my Derwent Color Soft pencils for this one. And I also used a little bit of bling bling, a little bit of white gel pen to accentuate this page. And up close you can see gel pen here, the white. You can see a little bit of bling bling on this crystal here. I have a little bling bling on the necklace here. I love the way her hair turned out. And yeah, I didn't do too much to it, but I think it turned out very lovely. That's the first page. The next page that I have is this one. I love, love, love this page. This is Tides of the Time. When I colored this page, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to think outside the box. I just wanted to, I guess you could say, not use traditional colors. So that's what I did. I love the way her hair turned out. Oh, the color pencils that I use for this one is Derwent Pro Color. Again, let's look at the hair. You can see the highlights, the lowlights, the mid-lights. Yes, yes, yes. And I did use some Stardust. So I have Stardust here, and you can kind of see it sparkling. Sparkling on her head, sparkling on the chest. Also the little sun here. I had decided to use different colors. Instead of making animals brown or gray, I made them a little different. You see the color there. It is not your typical colors. Also with the trees, not your typical colors. I just wanted this to be totally different. And I had a lot of fun coloring this because I was thinking outside the box. And also I have sparkle here. I don't know how well you can see that. Probably not so well. But Stardust is on the water drops. Stardust is on this here, the little stars here. I really love this picture here. Okay, now, as I stated, if I do have Alabama Ya's pictures, I will insert them, and I will insert them right here. Here is Alabama Ya's completed page. Isn't she lovely? She's so pretty. She blinged her out what looks to be like sequins. Yes, it looks so pretty. I love the blue and how she just stuck with that color scheme. I think it's so pretty. And here is the second buddy color page, Tide of Time. I love the way Alabama Ya colored the hair. It's so pretty. Do you see what I see? She colored the hair kind of the color that I went with on the other parts of my illustration. And then she took the yellow and put it down here where I had yellow hair. Now, how cool is that? Thank you, Alabama, for buddy coloring with me. That is all I colored in Wildflower Folk by Christine Caron. The next page that I completed in November is Cute Mandala by Apsi Sumanarasiri. I know I messed that name up. I completed this little mandala. It's the acorn mandala or mandala. And there's always something in the mandala for you to pick out. And I think I noticed it right away because while I was coloring, I noticed, well, this little acorn has its eyes closed, whereas all the other acorns have their eyes open. So I noticed it right away when I was coloring. So that's what the hidden object is. I spotted it right away. For this illustration, I used Koh-i-Noor Polycolor colored pencils. Yeah, I really enjoyed coloring this. It was very relaxing. And that's all I colored in Cute Mandalas by Apsi. I have a page that I colored in the Beautiful Angels coloring book by Margie Chanat. And this is the page. I really, really like this page. I love how it turned out. Check it out. I used my Prismacolor color pencils, and I also used some sparkle stardust. You really can't, there it goes. I didn't think you could tell, but I have stardust on the stars. I have a little stardust on the wings. You can kind of see it a little bit as I move the page. And I have some stardust here on the word autumn and these little stars here. And then this is gel pen around here. Just regular gel pen, the Jelly Roll solid color. Okay. That is it. I really enjoyed coloring this. I was a bit intimidated by this page because I didn't really know how to color it. And then once I started coloring it, things just started coming together for me. And I just started going with the flow. I used Prismacolors and the Jelly Roll Stardust and the Jelly Roll pens for in certain areas. And that is all I colored in Beautiful Angels by Marjorie Cernat. The next page that I completed, also by Marjorie Cernat in Farm Sweet Farm Creative Haven Coloring Book, is this page. It is the Scarecrow page. And I use my Prismacolor colored pencils for this. And a little bit, just a little bit of gel pen where I just messed up a little bit. But that's all I used on, well, no. I just noticed something. This right here. I think this is Sparkle Pop around here because it has that orange undertone, and I used the gold one. But let me tell you about this page. When I first started coloring this page, I started with the sun, and I was using a harder core pencil. And I quickly realized that me and the hardcore pencil, we're not going to make it on this page. So I picked up the Prismacolor, and it was all she wrote. I just, went to town with it. But this is it. I think it turned out fairly nicely. I enjoyed coloring with my pencils, and it was a very comfortable and fun experience. And that's all I colored in Farm Sweet Farm by Marjorie Cernat. The next Creative Haven coloring book is Creative Christmas, also illustrated by Marjorie Cernat. This one I colored using Crayola color pencils, and I used my Stardust to give a little bling bling to the sweaters and also to the hats and the mittens. And I put a little bling bling here on, I guess that's holly, mistletoe, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Then I have some Stardust here on the little zenny doodle things here. I really enjoyed coloring this page, even though it might not look like it. It might not look like it, but I really enjoyed this. I have a little bling bling on the tree, little bling bling here, little berries there. I tried to bling it out a little bit. Sure did. And also around here is just colored pencil around the border here. And that is it. I color my ugly Christmas, my ugly Christmas sweaters. But actually, I think these sweaters are really cute. Yeah. That's all I colored in Creative Christmas by Marjorie Cernat. I completed a page in the Color It Blissful Scene coloring book, and this is the page. All I used was colored pencils, the Derwent Color Soft colored pencils. And that is it. Let me take this off here. It looks like that part is orange. I enjoyed coloring this. I really did. because the Color Soft pencils are, to me, a little bit easier to blend, but they're a little bit, I would say, chalky when it comes to Prismacolor. But it was okay. It was okay. I think it turned out quite nicely, and I really enjoyed coloring this page. That's all I colored in the Color It Blissful Scenes adult coloring book. I also colored a page in Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford, and this is the page. I used my Caran d'Ache Pablo color pencils, and this is how it all turned out. I think it turned out quite nicely. At first, when I looked at it blank, I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But once I started coloring, I didn't want to stop. I used Stardust on the eyes of the fish. This is, I guess, a dolphin here. You can kind of see that little sparkle. And I used it on all of the fish here. Yeah, you can kind of see it. But this was very nice to color. I really enjoyed it. So from here on out, I'm just going to stop being like, oh, I don't think I can color that. Because the funny thing is, once I start coloring, I don't want to stop. So really enjoyed this page. That's all I colored from Lost Ocean by Johanna Basford. And the last page that I have to share with you is from Dark Fairy Tales by Kirby Rosanes. This is the page. And I used my Prismacolor watercolor color pencils. Check it out. That's all I used. I really should have gone back, which, I'll probably go back at some point, to outline the crows with white gel pen. And I wanted to put a little bit of white gel pen on the pumpkin, but I didn't do that. I was too focused on trying to get color on the page. I finally colored a page in this book, and I feel so good. I finally did it. So check it out up close and personal. Prismacolor Premier Watercolor Color Pencils. I think that it turned out pretty good, considering that I was a little bit scared to put color on the page. But once I got started, I could not stop. I had to keep going. So you can see the little crows. They need to be highlighted with some white. And I think I'm going to go back in and do that. Or I may not do it. I may do it again in the other book. But you see, I was planning on putting white gel pen outline action here, but I didn't do it. I was just happy to get the page done. And that, my friends, is all of the pages that I colored in November. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. And if you like this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Until next time, keep calm and keep coloring. Bye.